What's up? It's Miles from Healthy Crazy Cool, and here's everything that I eat in a day. First of all, I just want to really thank Harper's BAZAAR for having me for this interview. I've watched so many of these, and I always find them strangely interesting. I don't know why, considering people are just talking about what they eat, but here we go. So yeah, the first thing I do when I wake up, ironically, is check my phone. I feel like everyone says that on this show. The thing is though, I don't check my phone. I sometimes chuck my phone because my alarm goes off at about 5 or 5:30 a.m. I'm an early riser. I've always been an early riser. I love to get work done early in the day. I love to work out early in the morning and start my day on like a high wave, you know? So the first thing that I eat in the day, and usually it's not until about lunchtime. Well, lunchtime for normal people, whatever that means. But for me, the first time I eat is usually at around 11 or 12. Sometimes even a little bit later. I just don't have an appetite first thing in the morning. I have a very different relationship with coffee than most people. I don't want to put myself in a bracket, but I do have, well, I have all the symptoms of what one would call ADHD. And if you are someone that has that, you will know that coffee has the opposite effect on you, as in it makes you sleepy, it makes you drowsy, certainly does not give you energy. In fact, when I'm feeling very anxious, something I do now is make a coffee, and it kind of puts me to sleep, which to most people wouldn't make sense. But the thing is, I just love the flavor, the aroma of coffee, so usually I will start the day with coffee, but it's sometimes decaf. But when it's time to eat, especially in the summer, if you know anything about me, you know I'm all about the melon. The watermelon. I'm spiritually connected to watermelon. Watermelon, as I would always say on Healthy Crazy Cool. Yeah, I even have my watermelon tattoo. So, I mean, enough said. I don't mean a slice or two or a quarter of a watermelon. I mean, I'll get a big watermelon and just eat through the whole thing, because that's just me. So yeah, I always, no matter where I am in the world, manage to start the day with hydrating fresh fruits. Again, if I can get my hands on watermelon or any other kind of melon, then that's what I'm going to be eating first. I always have a lot of fresh fruit for the first meal of the day. To me, it's just the most nourishing, hydrating, revitalizing, kind of can't think of any other words that would describe it. For me, it's just the most refreshing and satisfying way to start the day, and it kind of eases me into lunch. It sets me up for my day perfectly, even though if you eat a whole watermelon, you will be pissing for the next 5 hours. But I'm more than happy to do that because I enjoy the watermelon so much. So I do consume a vegan diet, a mainly whole foods, plant-based vegan diet. I think it's important to mention as well that veganism is not just about what you eat. It's about, you know, what you buy, what you consume, what you wear.
Or what about?
What?
Don't you buy clothes from H&M and stuff?
Oh, no, they don't need to know about that. Yeah. No, they don't know.
Well, so what?
Just cut that bit out. Lunch can either be sweet or savory for me. If it's something savory, then it's going to be something like again, if you've seen my channel, it'll be something like a typical Buddha bowl. Something very colorful, something that might include like brown rice or some other kind of whole grain, roasted chickpeas, lots of greens like arugula, broccoli, lots of other color like roasted bell pepper, carrots. Pretty much always put sweet potato in there because I'm absolutely addicted to sweet potato. Big dollop of hummus. Avocado, of course, can't ever have a lunch or any kind of savory meal without avocado. I do make a really bomb peanut butter tofu, where you basically just smother the tofu in loads of peanut butter. You can use almond butter too. Lime, garlic, coconut aminos. Air fry the fuck out of it.
Not.
What?
I'm sorry, but no swearing.
No swearing?
Absolutely not.
Fuck that, come on. Of course, if it's a savory lunch, you know it's gonna get smothered in tahini. They don't call me the tahini king for nothing. And I really think that people actually underestimate the amount that I really eat. In my videos, I'll often show like a drizzle or a couple of tablespoons or me dunking something in there, but you don't understand I can actually, like the amounts that I consume, it's industrial quantities. It's definitely not healthy. I mean, tahini is healthy, not in the amounts that I consume it. But yeah, if it's a savory meal, I'll be pouring tahini all over that. And it has to be proper, runny, authentic Arabic tahini. I did actually used to, just until a couple weeks ago, have my own tahini brand called Liquid Gold, which many will attest to was the best tahini ever created. We used to source it directly from Lebanon. Unfortunately, because of the situation in the world and the factory in Lebanon having difficulties with things and the glass jars, we had to stop production. I mean, that's what I'm supposed to say. But in all honesty, don't ever do business with your friends. Because if you do, you can do all the things you're supposed to do, like get thousands and thousands of people on the waiting list in the USA, and then there can be people behind the scenes doing absolutely nothing. So, learn that lesson. If they drew blood from me, it wouldn't be red, it would be gold. I am known for working out like an animal, so I do need to eat a lot of food in general, hence why I down jars of peanut butter like it's nothing. If I'm having a sweet lunch, then that usually means, and that this does happen quite a lot for me in the summer, then that usually means some kind of smoothie bowl, acai bowl. I call it an acai bowl, there's never any acai in it. Some kind of smoothie bowl, and within that I would put frozen bananas. Always gotta have a stash of frozen bananas, peeled, ripe frozen bananas in the freezer, ready for when you need an ice cream or a smoothie bowl, or for me it's just an essential to always have ripe frozen banana in the freezer. Frozen bananas, I'm currently on a frozen cherry kick because the dark frozen cherries are so sweet. I don't understand how, it's just one ingredient, but they're super, super sweet. And then I will put in peanut butter or almond butter, some hemp seeds for good omega-3s, make your skin glow. Then I always put in a scoop of my favorite protein powder, which is from Vivo Life. My favorite one ever is the salted caramel, as you guys would say in the States. Honestly, probably use that 5 to 6 times a week because it is just that good. And I've honestly been using it for the last 3 years. I'm still not bored of the flavor. And I'm someone that gets bored of things pretty quickly. So my smoothie bowls always have to be topped, even if I've put peanut butter in them, which I always do, they always have to be topped with a thick layer, like a big drizzle of peanut butter too on top. And usually some granola on top too. Preferably peanut butter granola. Peanut butter is just like the theme of my life, if you haven't noticed. So yeah, before I get on to dinner, let's talk about snacks. I'm not really a big snacker until it comes to nighttime, which I'll get onto in a minute. Speaking of dinner, now I'm someone that loves to eat out in restaurants. I love going out for sushi. Sushi is probably in my top 3 favorite foods. I don't have it that much, and I'm also really shit at making it. I also love Italian food. I love going out for a good Italian pizza. When I eat out, that's probably the thing I get the most. I know it's not like authentic, but here in the UK, I love the pizza from Pizza Express. Zizi do a good one. Bella Italia as well, because they do like thin base, good rich tomato sauce, and good vegan toppings too. I'm not the biggest fan of vegan cheese, so I usually will just get a pizza topped with loads of veggies, and I always ask for extra avocado to be plonked on top. That's very important, not just put on top, but plonked on top. There's a big difference. If I'm eating at home, which is most of the time, like if anyone's cooking for me, and by anyone, I mean my girlfriend Jill, because she's always cooking for me. Because believe it or not, even though I do make a lot of recipe creations on my channel, when I'm not filming, I am actually pretty lazy in between creating recipes. And I don't like to cook that much, especially when I'm pooped in the evening after working all day. So Jill does cook for me a lot, and every day when she's like, what do you want? The first thing I say is anything with sweet potatoes. I am addicted to sweet potatoes. So yeah, anything with sweet potatoes, I am just a sweet potato addict. I always have been, always will be. The thing is, my favorite ones are not actually the orange ones. My favorite ones are the ones that are called Hana yams. They're white on the outside, they're white on the inside, but they're not a white potato. Confusing, isn't it? I always say this in my videos, but they taste like vanilla cake. If I am cooking, I also love making creamy pasta dishes. I usually use chickpea pasta or red lentil pasta just because it's a lot higher in protein, it's a lot more satisfying. If I'm making a proper creamy sauce, then I'll blend together something like macadamias, garlic, lemon juice, maybe a little bit of garlic infused olive oil, salt, pepper, that kind of thing. Blend up a nice creamy dressing. Sometimes I do that with cashew nuts too. If I'm being very lazy, which, let's face it, is most of the time. Then I'll just cook the pasta, and then I'll make a really creamy, hearty sauce by just adding in a couple of big spoons of hummus and then some sweet chili sauce. Just mix that up, and honestly, it's the most... You just have to try it. Put some fresh herbs in as well, preferably dill. I'm not the biggest fan of fake vegan food, as in vegan meats and stuff like that. However, if you give me a Linda McCartney's vegan sausage, or 5, then I'm happy. I love Linda McCartney's vegan sausages. I think they're probably the only like fake meat, or whatever you want to call it, that I actually enjoy. I always have a big green salad on the side with some good olive oil, avocado, salt, pepper, lemon juice, all of that kind of stuff. Okay, so let's talk about snacks, because I said I didn't snack during the day, but when it comes to nighttime, oh my gosh. I have a big sweet tooth, which is one of the reasons why I do eat so much whole fresh fruit. I mean, number one, obviously it's so good for you, but number two, and in the summer it's so refreshing as well, but number two, it just quenches my sweet tooth in a healthy way. If I don't eat enough fruit, then I'm craving, you know, other sweet or sugary things all day. So that's why I'm always eating a lot of fruit, and I just love it anyway. But I also have a sweet tooth for just dessert kind of junky things. I'm definitely someone that eats like a lot of whole foods, but eats desserts too. And I can honestly say there's not one day where I have dinner and I don't have something sweet afterwards. Like, it's just natural for me. Like, as soon as I finish whatever I'm eating for dinner, I'm immediately on the lookout for something sweet. I eat a lot of dark chocolate, but I mean dark chocolate that has sugar in it as well, so that it's sweet. I eat a lot of the, oh my god, the deliciously Ella cups, the new peanut butter ones especially. Absolutely incredible. I can go through quite a few packs of them in a row. I also love sucking on candy. Actually no, cut that bit out. The last thing I eat before I go to bed is, and this can be quite late at night as well, is I go back to peanut butter. Just a few spoons before bed. No matter how much I've eaten during the day, a few spoons before bed is kind of like my nightcap, and then I call it a day. So yeah. I am half Persian as well. I very rarely, I never make Persian food, even though I absolutely love it. The only Persian food that I make on the reg is a Persian salad called Salad Shirazi. I mean, you can Google it. It's the most simple thing in the world, but it really does go with everything, and it's so refreshing, full of pungent flavor, full of herbs. But apart from that, I haven't really taken much from my culture food-wise, probably because I've grown up in other countries. Speaking of other countries, my favorite food city, because thinking about it, I have actually been to most countries in the world when I was competing in sport. So I have experienced a lot of food culture. In terms of an exact city, I do have a specific memory in my mind of Florence in Italy, just because, I mean, I don't know if that's where they make the best pasta in Italy, but when I was there, that was the best pasta I've ever had in my life. Every night I would just order like, just pasta with green pesto, just the simple way that they do it, and it was honestly the most delicious food I've ever tasted, followed by gelato for dessert. It doesn't get much better than that. Also, it's not really a city, but just California in general for vegan food is incredible. One thing I don't understand is the place called Air One, where everyone goes, and it's like $17 for one green bean, but people will still happily pay for it. Like, I don't quite understand that concept. Also, I swear to God, last time I was in there was a jar of cashew butter that was like $43. Where did those cashew nuts come from? And I would have to say, if I had to choose one restaurant from there, it would be Sage. The options in Sage are just, I love Sage. If you're in California, if you're going to California, whether you're vegan or not, you need to go to Sage. You're gonna get the best food. Never fails to let you down. No, that's wrong. Never lets you down. Yeah, so that is pretty much everything that I eat in a day. Once again, Harper's BAZAAR, thank you for having me, and I'll see you later.